thanks for coming along, everyone. So today in this video, I'm doing a rebuild on a Hurst Plus shifter for a Mopar. Now, I've done many shifter rebuilds before, but in this one, what I want to focus on is cleaning with gunk, like product gunk, and also installing the rubber isolators and stainless steel clips, the Hurst kit part number 332-7305. These are used in OEM shifters only. So a lot of people have been asking me how I do these installations on these clips. They're very hard to install sometimes. Wanted to show you my tricks and how I do it. Let's get to it. All right, so today up for rebuild is a 1970 Dodge Challenger RT 426 Hemi shifter. It's the original shifter from the car. It's been sitting since 1991. It's pretty dirty, pretty grunged up. The bias is shot on it left to right because somebody crushed the bridge plate. They over-tightened it. A lot of people do this. They take the pins out, they lose the washers, and they keep on cranking on it until the point where it won't even move left to right anymore. If I put it like this, neutral, it is shot. It's very stiff this way too because of probably all the dried grease in the shifter itself. But other than that, a rebuild should be fine. Put some new isolators in here. The stick isn't too bad here if we look. It's not too bad in the isolators, even though these are pretty well dry rotted. But we can do is put a new bushings in here and maybe put a little drop of weld on the stick. So while I'm at it, what I wanted to show you is I usually use this Blaster industrial size penetrating oil or catalyst, whatever they call it. And I'll spray it inside the bushings like this just to get them lubricated. And then a lot of people ask how to remove these pushing handles. There's a clip that's always on the driver's side of the handle. And I use a putty knife like this, and I simply stick the putty knife in here. I push it down in here, and sometimes I use a putty knife that has a pretty stout end on it, so I can push this down like this, and push the clip down. And then I notice I got the shifter, by the way, bolted to the mount. Man, this thing is tight. Whew. So you can see where the indentation is for the clip. It's not on the passenger side, only on the driver's side. So using a putty knife, I get in here. I've ground this putty knife down and I push in here like this to push that clip down and then get it out. But in doing so, of course, I tighten it up on the isolators as well, and it gets a little bit difficult. But with a little penetrating lubricant, these will come right out. So here you can see how that bridge plate is just bent in, and it's over tightened, and obviously it's not going to pivot because this thing is so clamped and so tight together. So I just want to give you another little tip, by the way. If you don't have a cleaning tank, you can get one of these 96 ounce 3-quart cans of gunk parts cleaner. They come with a little tray, a little plastic tray for your parts that you put inside there, and you can let them sit overnight in there. And a lot of times for a shifter, it's perfect. You can put the whole body in there and just let it sit, then let it degrease itself, then pull it out, then pull it apart. So I'm going to just dump that whole shifter body in here, leave it overnight, and let's see what it looks like tomorrow when I take it out. So what I will do is I will take the dust shield off the shifter. Just pop the dust shield off, because these are usually just disgusting, full of crap, as you could see. The whole inside is full of junk. I always call these biohazards. And I'm just going to drop the whole shifter inside the tank there. I think it's great for shifters. Let it sit overnight and see what happens. So here we are, next day. Let's see what we got here. It's very interesting. This stuff kind of strips and really brings the finish back too. If you notice here, let me get you a close-up of what's going on here. All right, so look how nice it looks inside here. It's pretty good. So overnight, let it do all the work for you. See that? Let's pull it apart. All right, so I just took it all apart and I just simply wiped down the parts, but I just want to show you how clean these pieces off from just letting it sit in the tank overnight. And what's nice about it, the actual plating of the shifter is still intact. You can see some of the wear on the shim plates, on the selector pin. I'm able to see the wear on the pin, see how it's all kind of grooved up and worn, especially where reverse is and all these little areas of the pin that are worn over here. It's pretty nice. And so I haven't taken out the rubber isolators yet, and I'll do that, but that's what I just wanted to show you, is just simply sometimes just throwing in a can of gunk like this overnight can save you a lot of work, and a lot of times saving some preparation as far as painting and things like that go. I'm just going to rebuild the shifter and change all the parts and put a new selector pin in here and all wearable items. I'm probably going to drill these out because they're sloppy as this is right here. These linkages do not have any bushings, you see. They're just directly in here. And so as a result, they get sloppy, and that adds into a lot of movement in the linkage. Again, the reverse lever has a smaller hole in it. It's not a 3/8 hole, so we can't drill this one out. It's a little bit different sizing here. You can see that this won't fit in there. It's different. So we have to leave this alone, but I'm going to probably drill these two out, put some bushings in there, rebuild the shifter, call it a day. So these rubber isolators have pins on either side that we can't see right now that hold them in place. And when they age, the rubber around here gets all rotted and stuck to the metal. It's basically dry rotted. So to remove them, I take a screwdriver and I just break the inside out to relieve the pressure on it. I do it on both sides. This way one could fold into the other. And I just try to pry them out. Sometimes they're really difficult because they're, again, dry rotted. So you might have to get some pliers. Sometimes they're going to break. And just try to yank them out, okay? Usually if you get one out, the other is going to come out pretty easy. It's not really too badly dry rotted, but we can see that it's all ruined. Right, so I want to show a few things. This is a damaged rubber isolator. The two pinholes in this isolator coincide with the pins that are in the receiver. These keep the rubber piece from moving up and down. And if you see that this section of the rubber has a slight cutout over here, that coincides with this cutout over here on the bracket. When these two brackets are together in the unit like this, flip them around, they will fit on the pin on the bottom on either side, in the front and the back. That pin keeps these brackets from pushing down further when you push the handle in. So for prep work, I take a wire brush, I'll get in there and I'll scrape this out really well, make sure that there's no residual rubber in here. Make sure it's nice and clean. And then I'll take this out and degrease it some more. This is a pretty nice looking piece. The plating's pretty good on it, so I'm not going to paint it. So I'm going to just put it back over here with some grease on it, and I'll show you how I put the new isolators back in. All right, so here we got Hurst part number 332-7305, and this is a rubber isolator kit. It's got the two isolators and the two stainless steel clips and a little decal inside. Problem is, by the time we try to get this out, we might ruin the decal. But that's what it looks like. These are available on my website. Let's put it in. So these new clips are going to go together when they're in the unit like this. All right, you can see the way I have this kind of half circle piece on the bottom when they're together. That's going to rest on a lower pin in the carrier. And the rubber pieces are going to have a little cutout in them over here, and that coincides with that opening in the bottom over here, like this. You see? Like that. So it fits in like this. Make sure that they're inside here good. That looks good. The other one in. Again, make sure it's orientated correctly, like this. Now the problem here is when we put these in, we kind of have to push them in first, like get these ends in, and then push them back into place. And usually what I'll do is I'll take a screwdriver like this and kind of go like this, kind of spread them open like that and lock them into place, and then push these ends down so they're lined up properly. What I'm going to do is going to also grease them so they slide in easier and put them back into the receiver. All right, here goes. So again, the side with the cutout here faces down. The first one is usually easier to get in, but we want to make sure it catches on those pins on the side. Just like that. Once it's in place, it can't push down any further. So the rubber is locked into the 2 pins on the side, and the bracket is locked to the center pin on the bottom over here. That feels good. Now the neck, these can be tricky depending on the carrier. So, because it's not really going to go in easy, and so I have to kind of fold it in. And I do that by pushing one outside of the other a little bit, like this. Spread them out and try to get them started. So what I'm doing is I'm wiggling it back and forth until I catch them. Once they're kind of where they're supposed to be, and I can't go down anymore, then I'll push the ends, and I'll show you from another shot here if I can get it in here, together. All right, so here's another view. So I take this screwdriver and I'm pushing them apart like this so I can get the 2 seams lined up in the inside over here. Push them together. That looks good. All right, so what I'll do is to make sure they're lined up, the ends, I've got this handle that I welded up the clip area, so I can just push this in and make sure it's good. That feels really nice. So on a handle that isn't welded up for testing, like this one here, this is the handle we're using in the shifter, the driver's side of the handle has a little notch in it for the clip, and the clip fits into that notch like this. So that when it's on the handle, this one's a little bent up. Let me see if I can straighten it out for you here. It won't come out. See? And so you have to push something down through here to simply lift that clip up to slide the handle out. But that's how it works. All right, so here's the final result. I want you to show you how tight these bushings are now in it. All right, really nice. Feels really good. Shifts well. Goes into reverse easy. No problem at all. There you have it. Original finish was really nice. Really cleaned up well. New rubber isolators. This is my test stick here, so it comes in and out. It's really easy, so I can use it and move it back and forth and stuff. But they feel really good, the shifter. Really am pretty happy with the way this came out. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. All the contact information is below in the video description. So please subscribe, hit the like button. See you soon.